You ever feel like you can never get enough done? No matter what you do, you're always behind? I'm Dom Jackson of Day by Day Media, and this is my daily vlog where I document the process of me building my agency, Day by Day Media. We're in the outbound saga, in the solopreneur saga, in the figuring out every single day saga. And today I really had a great moment sitting down, and I was like, wow, I have so much stuff to do, and I don't know what to do. And I took a second and I was like, this is the game, and this is what I'm going to be like. This is still the easiest part. And I have to tell myself that sometimes, because I feel like I get overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do next? And I'm lost and I'm confused. The thing is, this is the game. You just get better at feeling yourself where you are in the game and being like, well, I can figure this out. So, last week I was talking about doing like my 4-hour blocks to get time set up. And there's this thing I started doing. Maybe last week I started doing it. It's what I do for my money. So I have like a savings goal that I have to hit each week, like a savings PR I gotta hit, and I have to make all my other decisions around that thing. And no matter what, I have to make sure that number stays where it is. And I have like using PDB, Patrick Ben-David. He has a book called Your Next 5 Moves. And in the book, he talks about your next 5 moves. And I was like, oh, shoot, what are my next 5 moves, like, money-wise? So, like, where the next 5 spots and put my money into? Like, what bills are going to, what food? So, like, now I have, like, a game plan for where my money's going to go for each thing I have to do. So, like, boom, boom, boom. So I know where the money's going, as long as it's predicted. Some wild life throws some wild stuff, but as far as, hey, this is my money, how much money I have right now, this is where it's going to go next. And then, like, whatever else is just chaos. So I was like, oh, cool. I should be doing the same thing with time. Now, I know time blocking is already a thing. I read the one thing. I had that thing in my head already. But as far as, like, hey, what are the next things you're going to get done in this time frame of this day, of this weekend? Really, like, lock it down and then put it out. So I spent like a majority of the day just really thinking about where each thing needs to go and prioritizing what step needs to happen next, and being like, oh, you can't pick both. You have to do one or do the other. You can't do 2 things at once, at least at the same level. The things that need the full attention, you have to give them the full attention and do them until they're done. And it's a regular concept that, like, yeah, that makes sense. But then knowing it and hearing it and then actually doing it are 2 entirely different things. Because all the other chaotic stuff that could happen during the time when you're not doing it or while you're doing the thing, you have to be like, well, doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter because this has to get done, so I'm doing this. And really being like, yo, I'm doing this. Like, this is what I'm doing. And being, like, full committed to it. I feel like there's times where I do something, I'm like, I'll do something. But, like, nah, like, this is what's being done right now. This will be the end result of this. And being able to do that every single time. So I just went and blocked out some stuff, like my clients' marketing strategy. I just did that. I'll go over more of that too later on in the video. And I went over just like where I want to put the time, where I want to do outreach wise. There's a lot of things I was like, you know what? I have to really tweak these things because I need to hit certain goals for each quarter. And it's going to take time to get these things done. So I got to make sure what I pick is the right choice. And even if it's the wrong choice, I'm still getting in the habit of making a choice and sticking with the choice. There's power in decisions. So no matter what, as long as you don't J. Cole yourself, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can stick to it and just go through it all the way. You'll be in a different spot, but you already had the foundation of one spot leads to the next spot. So it's another step of like, hey, even if this isn't exactly the right move, it puts me in a spot where I made a decision and stuck with it. And, the end goal of success for me, after thinking about it more and more, no matter what I do venture-wise, between the 1 and 1,000 principle, is to know that I'm building the character of the person that I want to be, So even if it may be a harder route for that one time period, I probably could have did it easier way. If I did it the harder way and still won, or got some kind of win out of it, closer to where I want to be, then I'll know in the future I can always take a harder challenge and build off my own strength. And that's what you gotta do to be able to lead other people and lead a team and be the founder of a whole organization. So it's just like, this is the decision. I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm gonna keep rocking with it until it's done. And that's something I definitely had to think about more and more. Like, I could do this, I could do that. This came up with being like, no, this is what's being done. Steve Jobs has famously quoted, when we think about focus, people think focusing is about saying yes. But no, focusing is about saying no. And you gotta say no to a lot of other stuff to say yes to the thing that you want to say yes to. And you gotta be okay with the thing you're saying yes to might be wrong, but at least you stuck to your yes, which is like the game you're constantly trying to play in this and betting on your yes being the right yes while betting on you. So, very big yes, I understood the principle. Yes, I understood the theory behind it. It all makes sense when you say it. But when you're like, yo, I'm about to do this and really be this, it's a whole different game. So drop a comment below of where you are, one thing you want to, stick to for your block. Drop that comment below. Take it one step at a time, and you'll get there day by day.